time to begin with the show. Welcome once again, my dear audience. I'm Abrar Parker, International Sales Manager for Middle East at Queclink, sitting all the way in Dubai, in the Middle East. It's summer here. As I said, it's different time zones, different weathers, and we are still here meeting virtually. So on behalf of entire Queclink family, I take this opportunity to welcome you all. And at the same time, thank you all for gracing this occasion with your presence to be part of today's webinar on CANbus Solution. So with me today, I will have my colleague, one of our senior FAE team members, Mr. Taha Boris, who will be talking more on the CANbus solutions that we have to offer. So when I say senior FAE, please don't misunderstand me, as Taha is very much a young and handsome guy. And I think most of you all might have already seen him personally or virtually during some training sessions that he is doing with you all. So Taha, can you just say a quick hi to our audience? Taha, your audio is muted.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Abrar, but I think I'm already a bit old to be senior. So thanks. Good morning, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Nice to meet you all here. I see a lot of friends here. So like Abrar said, I'm gonna cover most of the part for technical part here. So I hope you're gonna enjoy. So just fasten your seatbelt and let's drive together.
Okay, thank you so much, Taha. So Taha will be talking a lot about the CANbus overview and CANbus solution. And let me also, so that's your host for today, sitting from Dubai. So thank you so much for joining, and we are good to go. Let's discuss the agenda for today's webinar. We'll be having a quick overview about the company. Though most of our partners who have been associated with Queclink for a long time now already know us very well, but it's always good to mention some key factors or new developments that are happening in the organization and to see where we are heading next in terms of new product developments and new releases in terms of IoT solutions for the global market. And then the main topic of the webinar, as I said, Taha will be speaking more about the solution, like what CANbus is. We already know what CANbus is, because if in simple terms, if I have to say, it's all about like connecting a CANbus adapter or device to the dashboard and retrieving the data. But it's good that Taha will be explaining us more about it in the webinar today. So yeah, about Queclink. I believe most of you all know about Queclink already, but I will quickly give you a brief overview about what Queclink is. And I can see a lot many numbers there, and I hope you all can see the numbers. Numbers speaks a lot. We all know that. So being a listed company, we are a public limited company headquartered in Shanghai, China. You all know that again. We have a market capitalization of $1 billion plus US. Something to really look at is in the span of almost 12 plus years in the business, we have deployed over 52 million plus devices, and this number is growing each day. And we being in sales can really vouch for this because we are the one, like the driving force behind these numbers. And then we are catering to 3,800 plus customers across 140 plus countries. And this number is only growing as we are expanding at a rapid pace with the sales resources that we have. We have like a huge team, and we're expanding our team across the globe. We are growing at a rapid pace of compounded annual growth rate of 70% plus. So you can imagine that why this number of 52 million plus is being achieved. We are more than 500 plus employees now, and this number is again growing. And something that to really mention is about the employee strength that we have. 60% plus of the employees are engineers, and these engineers sit in 3 different R&D centers that we have in China, wherein new devices are being developed for the global market. So that's how it is. So be it like the vehicle tracker that you are using or any asset tracker, or be it like any other product portfolio that we are diversifying into, like say routers, or for that matter, video telematics, like dash cams. So we'll be sharing more information about this in this webinar, and also one of our representatives will get in touch with you in terms of new product releases that we have to offer. So far as our global presence is concerned, as I told you that we are present in 140 plus countries, and we are expanding at a rapid pace, in different regions. So we are setting up more and more regional offices. We are having local resources in order to work more closely with the partners in that particular region. And you all know that Queclink is one of the industry leaders. We rank ourselves as one of the top 3 hardware manufacturers, especially when it comes to vehicle telematics. We have like a broad product lineup. You all know that. So even if you see like 20 or 30 odd models on the website, you will see lot many other customized devices. So we are doing ODM and OEM as well for different of our partners. So yeah, product portfolio, as I told you that we are expanding our product portfolio. We are an IoT company, so it's not only about just a GPS tracker like a vehicle tracker or an asset tracker. We have a very wide portfolio, and we are always diversifying and innovating into different new categories. So we have already diversified into industrial routers. We have released our 4G and 5G industrial routers. On top of that, we also have dash cams. So we have like AI dash cams, which will be released soon. And then other IoT devices, like we have devices into LoRa and Sigfox as well. And we are trying to bring in more and more devices, at the same time some accessories and sensors for the market. Localized team, as I mentioned, definitely we are being very close. So just to give you an example, I'm from India, sitting in the Middle East, taking care of the Middle East market for a Chinese company. I'm assisted by Arabic speaking guy from Algeria. He's from Africa, sitting in our Shanghai headquarters. That's my colleague Taha Boras. So we are a very diverse and multilingual team, catering to our clients across the globe. And then we have different R&D centers dedicated to develop these products. So we have like different R&D centers who are being allotted the responsibility to bring in new products, say into GPS tracking, like vehicle tracking. Then we have other R&D center who might be working on the asset trackers, and the other one into different other IoT technologies. So that's how it is. We are intensely focusing on the EMEA market, because that's where we are generating the revenue from. And that's like a quick overview. I know you all know about Queclink, or the sales representative you are always talking to might always, hyping about the recent developments that are happening in the company, about the quality of the devices if you are already using the devices, and about the numbers that we showcase in the earlier slide. So that's like a quick overview about the company. I will not take much time on this, and let's proceed further in terms of understanding the CANbus solution and what Queclink has to offer in the CANbus segment. So yeah, it's time to call upon my colleague, FA Taha Boras, who will be talking more about the CANbus solutions. So yeah, Taha, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Abrar, for this. Let me switch my camera here. Yes, after Abrar gave overview about the company, it's good to know what is exactly CANbus. I believe that most of attendees here know what is CANbus, or how it works. As we know, when we talk about CANbus, it's just about retrieving the fuel level, fuel sensor, and fuel consumption, and etc. Many of the data on the car, let's say. But what is CANbus exactly, actually? So I think from this picture and from this short sentence can resume everything. So CANbus is the nervous system of the vehicle. So when I'm saying nervous system, just imagine it's something like, as we are human, we have nervous system, right? So this nervous system in the car is a CANbus. So our nervous system is just connected with different, let's say, bodies or human bodies. So the car, the same things for the car. The car have human bodies, which are, you can say, ECUs or electronic control unit, some microprocessor. So simply CANbus for the car is 2 lines that are being connected with different ECUs. And these ECUs need to be connected together, need to communicate to each other using the CANbus system or the CANbus protocol. So for the car, inside the car, you don't imagine how much these ECUs or how much ECU can be communicated together, like thousands, more than thousands ECU need to communicate between each other. So for example, airbag system of the ECU need to be connected with the TPMS and etc. So this CANbus system simplify things, make things very easy, is intelligent protocol such that it can let different antibodies of the car to communicate between each other. Okay, so when we're talking about CANbus, it's good to know what is the identity of the CANbus, of course. So it's been released by Bosch in 1986 at the first time. And in 1991, Bosch already published the CAN 2.0 A, which is used for passenger vehicles that mostly we are using now in our passenger vehicles. And also the CAN 2.B, which is the G1939, that is dedicated most for the heavy duty vehicles. And after that, in 1993, the CAN adapter were adopted as an international standard. And in 2012, Bosch already released the CAN FDA that I believe Queclink also gonna play a big part on this later, which is more dedicated to the automation industries, okay? So today, let's say almost every vehicle built with CANbus system. So certainly in European vehicle, I believe almost 100%, in ME region as well. This CANbus doesn't only play the role on the cars or vehicles, trucks, etc., but also it is used in different exotic scenarios like airplanes, drones, submarines, and even through IoT, that, as I said, we believe that in near future, 5 years, 6 years later, we're gonna need to retrieve CANbus data using GPS in different IoT industries. What is the benefit of CANbus exactly? Why we are as a manufacturer use this CANbus system and how it can save our lives? So we always, as you know, we talk about low costs, of course, which is the most important thing. So in low cost ECU communication on a single CAN system. So as I said, there is one system and there is 1,000 of ECU inside, and each ECU is communicating together through the CANbus, only 2 lines. So imagine that each ECU need to connect with each ECU if we use, for example, analog signal. So imagine how much wire we're gonna have inside the car, and you know, our car gonna be very heavy, it's gonna be costly, a lot of errors, and also a lot of damages, and even though very dangerous for a human being, right? So it simplify everything, give us low cost, give us low errors, low weight, and this very good solution that we can consider. It is also centralized. So when I say centralized, easy, we can control all the ECUs just through a port, for example, OPD port. We can control all the ECU inside. So we don't need to get inside and need to control each ECU one by one. So it's a centralized system. As always, I say it's a simple system. So flexibility, in terms of flexibility, it is a peer-to-peer networking system. So when I say peer-to-peer, for example, one ECU need to control or need to communicate with the other ECU, so in different paths always. So if one of the paths inside the car has been blocked, so it's very intelligent, this ECU, to find another path, and communicate with the other ECU. So like this, we don't need, or we don't have our car or have a vehicle stop just because one of ECU cannot find the path to communicate with other ECU. Also, these microchips ECUs are very, let's say, intelligent as well, such that it can be send information, understand what is this information about, and try to accept it, if not just deny it or send it to another ECUs. Yes, so in terms of efficiency, it is ID prioritized system or network. When I'm saying this is that, for example, let's say we have two signals from two ECUs, for example, for alarm fire system of the ECU and, for example, the mill light need to be sent together, and then it will be a collision, right? So because of the CANbus is intelligent enough, so it can take the frame of the CANbus, can take the ID as priority for the fire system alarm, send it first, see what is the other ID as prioritized, and then send the low priority signals. And this is very secure and also very safe for our machines in general. Yeah. The last point is standardization. Let's say whatever you are good, you are not perfect. So this is what we are saying in our life. The CANbus is a standard protocol, right? So sometimes if we increase the row or the frame or the payload is changed, so it cannot understand what is going on. This is why an extra protocols that has been or have been created, developed in order to translate what is this protocol is about. So we have high layer protocols that has been integrated, for example, the OBD2, which is used for diagnosation. So CANbus cannot understand what is diagnosation. If we want to diagnose a car, we have a new protocol, OBD2, that is used for diagnosations. For example, if you want to diagnose your car, just use the OBD protocol, and we can see this later after a bit in some slides. For example, G1939 as well. It's extended protocol for the 29 bits. CANbus cannot understand what is the ID identifier for 29 bits because it's actually just use the 11 bits. So if we extend 29 bits, we get the G1939, which is mostly dedicated for heavy duty vehicles. For example, also there is the FMS, which is another protocol extended from G1939. It's mostly used in buses somehow. And also many other protocols like CANopen as well, which is used for automation and IoT industry. Yes, so yeah, so sorry, I'm a little bit sick. If we go to the next slide, what is Queclink is...
Before we move on to the further slides, I would like to mention this to the dear audience that we want to make this webinar more interactive because it's going to be more technical in the further slides. So we welcome questions from your end. I can see people have already started asking questions. So we will be also taking some questions throughout this webinar in order to make this webinar more interactive and also to clarify certain of your doubts. But yeah, if any of the questions requires individual attention, definitely one of our representative will get in touch with you on that part. So let's make it more interactive. We welcome questions from your end, any queries that you have, and our panelists will answer that. Yeah, Taha, over to you again.
Thanks, Abra, again, and this will be very good for our audience. Yeah, yeah. So we just see it. So a brief introduction. What is exactly CANbus? I hope you get the idea, at least generally, actually. So in terms of Queclink, what we are doing for this CANbus system, we are already 12 years in the industry. So we developed few devices in the first year when Queclink has been established. It was based on CANbus chipset as well. It was an external CANbus reader. And then we went through building CANbus in 2G devices. So what I want to say, since that time, in terms of 12 years after, we already have, we can say we are proud to have a chipset that is now more powerful in terms of getting data from standardized vehicles, from OEM vehicles, and we have a rich rich database for all the parameters that we can get in. So yes, it's compatible with different vehicle models, like vehicles, what I'm saying, vehicles, passenger vehicle, buses, trucks, forklifts, construction machines, and the list is very big. Yeah. So before, when customer came to us and asked, do you have anything for diagnosing a car that can read, for example, DTC codes, can detect my meal light, we can give him OBD solution like GB500 plug and play. But now we already developed from last year new device that can, which is all-in-one flagship device that can go through the CANbus protocol and can have the different protocols for OBD2, G1939, and many other protocols. Yeah, so brand new products, the future of the GPS that we had for the next slide. We have, this is how we build our CANbus devices actually. So the first, we have the GB300 CAN, which is building CANbus to G device, one of the best seller. It has one only can high, can low. And then we went through GB350MG, which has special CANbus system with special library dedicated only for G1939. And I'm sure most of the Middle Eastern customers know this device very well. After that, as I said, last year, we have two flagships devices, GB350CU, 355CU, which can read most of the needed protocol for the CANbus. So it's all in one. And at the same time, we are flexible for our customer enough. There are some of our clients that the CANbus solution or application is not their main application. So we give them a cost-effective device, for example, GB58CU, and sometimes they have sudden project, he still have a stock and he wants to use a CANbus system. So we provide external CANbus solution like the CAN100 BLE that can be connected through BLE with the GB350CU, and it can get the CANbus data also for if you have device with RS232 interface and doesn't contain any CANbus chipset there. You can use also the wired CANbus CAN100, or also it can be supported through TTL interface, which is the USB interface. So like this, this is why the title is about flexibility. So we are flexible for all built-in, wired, wireless, even the wired in different wires, RS232 and TTL. Yeah, so I think here we can go a little bit about topological graph about the CANbus system. For example, we choose the first thing to be the fleet management, because fleet management is one of the most trend for the CANbus solution. So we choose this because if you use the right device for right CANbus, you can enhance your productivity, also increase profits and easy your life, also your daily operation, and etc. A lot of benefits. So when I'm talking about fleet management, we are talking mostly about a device that can get fuel level, most fuel consumption, also the idling time, the speed. This is most of the parameters, and you can extend your parameter as much as you can. So in order to get the right parameters, this is maybe certainly for our technicians. The first thing, you have your fleet, you have in the GB350CU pin 19 and pin 20, which are dedicated for CAN1, CANbus standardized system or protocol. So you have your fleet, choose your passenger vehicle, or you have heavy trucks or buses, just see what you have. Try to find the CAN high and CAN low in your vehicle. So in this, we suggest you very highly suggested, just coming to Queclink support, we can provide you with the needed documents, manual that can show you what is the CAN high, CAN low in the vehicle. So like this, you would not damage your car. And we already have experience in this to provide you the real or make things easy for you for your installation easy. Yes, so after you get your CAN high, CAN low from the vehicle, just connect these two wires to the GB350CU pin 19 and pin 20, like I said, for CAN1 high and CAN1 low. So it is more suggested or suggestible to use another accessory, which is the ACL120, which is the CANclick, that can make your life more easier. So when you get the wire from the system, you don't need to cut them and solder them. And like this, you're gonna lose maybe your warranty of the car. Also, you can maybe lose the CANbus data, and this is not acceptable, of course. So simply this contactless reader, you can just use it. Just twist your wires, CAN1, CAN high from the vehicle, fragment them very well, put them on the CANclick, close the CANclick, and connect it directly to the GB350CU. And also the CANclick need to be connected to 12 volt or 24 or 32. It is flexible for all volts of the vehicles. Yes, after that, after your installation is very correct, the configuration is very easy. Just you need to send one command that you can have a list, more than 30, I can say, parameters. You are very flexible to check them, check in, check out the boxes, and for all parameters you need, point the device to your server, and you can combine the CANbus data with the GPS such that you can get all the GPS data, combine it with the health of the device, for example, external battery, status of input, outputs, along with the CANbus. Yeah, and here we go. Just you are very good now to get your CANbus device.
The audience is more, active, I can see, and there are some questions already being popped up in the Q&A tab. I can see that. And I would like to take some questions. One of the questions I can see is how the GB350CU could know which vehicle model it is connected to.
This is a very good question, and thank you so much for the audience that he asked this, because I supposed to mention this, but I just forgot about it. It's one of the important steps in installation, actually. Yeah, so after you configure or you wire your device, there is something called synchronizations, okay? So in terms of synchronization, we have two models of synchronization. First, you can go with the auto synchronization, which is very easy. Just there is a command, real-time command, send it through device or send it through SMS or over the air TCP. Just send this command. After ignition on the car, device will start synchronize itself. It takes like 10 to 40 seconds. And then from the LED of the CANbus, you can know if your device has been synchronized successfully or not. So after reboot, the device, the LED of the CANbus need to be flashing green. Otherwise, there is in the protocol some troubleshooting steps. You can see what is the problem with the synchronization. Maybe your wire is not correct. Maybe there is no ignition on, and so on. The second thing, if you cannot get any data after synchronization, there is another types of synchronization. We call it manual synchronization. So in manual synchronization, just send email to the Queclink technical support. They will give you an ID, and this ID could be mostly compatible with a certain car model that can after just the ID, for example, is not exactly the ID of that car, but maybe could be near or compatible to the car. So it can help you to get the data inside. Then the same steps of synchronization need to be done. Ignition on, send the command along with the ID, and all is well. Yeah, so like this, we are flexible, and we try to ensure like at least 90% you can get at least one 2-3 parameters in your CANbus system from the car.
Okay,
I hope I
thank you.
answered the question.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Very
Taha,
well.
for that answer. We'll be taking more questions in the throughout the webinar. So let's proceed ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the next slide, also we choose a predictive maintenance application because, as I said, device not just building in CANbus, it's a new device. We added another CANbus system, so we have two systems. So CAN1 is for CANbus, CAN2 is for OBD G1930 for diagnosation mostly. Okay, so for this, it helps you like just imagine that peace of mind you will feel when you have a tool, which is a device itself, that it is ready to diagnose your problem. So in this application, if you use this device, it can save your money by identifying issues with your car just by seeing the mill light and getting the DTC codes, and then see what is problem from DTC codes by interpret them, translate them. So imagine, because you have a fleet of 1,000, 10,000 fleets, so you don't need to take this fleet, each car from this fleet to your technician. So just from the device, you can know what is the problem for this. So you cannot take a car for your mechanist or mechanical technician just for a few things, right? And also at the same time, this port, which is the CAN2, can drive you more economically, also can get you real-time data, which are, for example, that you cannot get on the CAN1. For example, the RPM, the speed based on the wheels, like I said, DTC code, mill lights, and etc. So the same thing for the CAN2, it is very easy. Just connect, for example, passenger car. If you want to go through diagnosation to see the status or the health of your car, connect the device to the OBD2. It's very simple. And I suggest here not using the ACL, which is the contactless CANbus reader. Just you can have a cable, which is OBD2 to CAN1 or to CAN2 converter. So it's very easy. You can find it in the market. Otherwise, also you can have the same for the G1708, 6-pin, just get a cable, just put it there and just install it there, and then just connect it to the device as well. Yes, this is very simple. I don't want to go in details on this. Just this show you that the device can build in both CAN1 and CAN2, get your CANbus data for fleet management, whatever fuel level, and the same thing for the CAN2 for diagnosation and real-time data.
Taha, as I told you, that audience is listening to you very carefully, and I can see some technical questions popping up on the screen. So let me take a few questions. I see this question very technical again, and I think you are the right person to answer this. What if the car supports connection only on pin 6 and pin 14? Do we need to connect both the CAN1 and CAN2 on the same pins?
Well, this is very good question as well. A tricky question and very good. Yeah, there are some device or car models that can support CANbus and at the same time OBD on the same pins. For example, mostly pin 6 and 14. In this case, you need to ignore the CAN2. You need only to connect CAN1, okay? And if you want to get through diagnosations, you need to connect through CAN2. So unfortunately, in this case, you cannot get both of data at once because this is limitation of connection. So also you don't need to connect CAN1, CAN2 together. Like this, you're gonna damage your car, maybe damage the device as well. Yeah. Very good question.
Okay. Thank you so much, Taha. There are a few more questions. Few have already started asking about the price for GV350 CEU. So my dear audience, for the commercial side, you can get in touch with one of your account managers, the sales guys you are talking to from the company. If you are from Middle East, I'm here. you can contact me anytime, or if not, you can see the email on the screen, sales@queclink.com. You can send your queries there, be it commercial or technical, and our team will revert you back. So yeah, Taha, we can proceed ahead.
Yeah, moving to the next slide. Also, I will not go through details. I just want to show in this slide that there is a device also, the most flagship GB355CU, and this device built in an extra K line. So if you use the K line with the CAN2 system, you can go through tachograph reading. Mostly use it for logistic management, and I'm sure it is very important and mandatory even though in most of European countries, like for example, I think in Spain, Germany, maybe France as well. So this device can be very well solution. So at the same time, you can use the CAN1 for CANbus, you can use the CAN2 as well for OBD diagnosation, but if you use CAN2 with the CAN line, you can switch to tachograph system. So we have 3 applications here. And we have also a webinar for tachograph that are gonna be soon. So just stay tuned, and my colleagues will give you more information about this solution deeply. Going to the next slide. So here just an image that can show you what device can do, what can retrieve. It's, I believe, more than these informations. So based on the information, you can go through your application and your scenario. For example, let's say eco-driving, it's based on total idle fuel, CO2, and etc. And another thing here I want to mention, for example, in car sharing solution, I have a lot of requests from customers. They are asking, do you have car sharing solution through the CANbus? So for our side, we can do that, but we are not doing that because we just care more about the safety of the car, that we are just listening to the CANbus data. We are not interrupting anything with the CANbus data to open the door or activate the horn of the car or activate the immobilizer. But if you think this is very important and it is a trend that can help your solution very well, of course, we can find a solution for car sharing using the CANbus in a secure way. So if you think this is very important, just give us a comment and let us know in order to fulfill, of course, our customer requirements. In terms of CANbus application, also, this is mostly the list that we send to our clients. So when they say, give me a list that what devices are you supporting? So mostly, I know most of you have these lists. If not, just contact us and we will send to you. So this contains more than 1,000 devices, for example, for passenger vehicles, a lot of data, which one can be read or not. If you cannot find your car that you want to test inside the list, just I suggest you to test it, and I'm sure you can get at least some of the parameters. Also, for example, for machines, so you have different kind of machines that can be supported. So in terms of machines, we already tested a lot, like for example, harvesters, tractors, forklifts, trailers. So just let us know and we will send you also the same list for machines, for passenger vehicles, buses, and etc.
Taha, in the previous slide about the supported vehicle list, there are already some questions. You mentioned about passenger vehicles, but there is a question asking, do you support EVs, electric vehicles?
Electric vehicles, yes. The same list from this left side, which is for passenger vehicles, you can find a lot of EV vehicles there. So in terms of EV vehicles, you can consider your fuel data as the electricity of the car. For example, fuel level is the battery charge of the car. the remaining charge, and etc. So yes, we already tested, let's say 100 more than this for EV vehicles, and we are expanding or extending our list for more reading, and we might have a list soon for only EV vehicles, because I think it is more important, and it's gonna be the most let's say dominant vehicles in the future. The future soon.
Yeah, I totally agree to that. I think most of us will be owning a Tesla in years to come. So
Okay.
probably in
Why
a
not?
decade or two, we all will be having a Tesla. There is one more question. How do you support for the vehicle model not in the supported list, or doesn't give any data when we are testing on field? So how do you support? So it's like in terms of CANbus support.
So sorry, if the data, if you cannot get any data, so let's say as a Queclink, we can do our best for reverse engineering. So for example, we can test from our side. If we find the vehicle model, just provide us if we find it. Because for example, some cars in China, whatever, you cannot find it in Europe, and Europe, we cannot find it in China. So we can make reverse engineer in China. It's okay. If we cannot find the device model, if our customer, our clients have the access to the car, but it needs to be very professional first, and second thing, need to have an access from the manufacturer itself. Otherwise, I don't suggest for this. Yeah, so if we have access, we can guide him how we can, for some troubleshooting, how he can get devices, how he can just make some troubleshooting by some comments, and then just we can add those missing parameter in the device side.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Taha, for the answer. Many questions, especially I can see people are asking the price for GV350 CU and GV355 CU. So yeah, for the commercial side, one of our representatives will get in touch with you. So Taha, thank you so much for covering all the technical aspects. Now let me be an FAE for a short time, in order to demonstrate and discuss more about the devices. So thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Abrar, and good luck for you.
Thank you so much, Taha, for that luck. As Taha mentioned about this device, GV350 CEU, one of our strong CANbus device into the 4G category. It's a 4G device with fallback to 2G. You can consider this device for advanced fleet management solutions. So it supports BLE as well, BLE 5.2, wherein you can connect up to 10 BLE sensors at one time. At the same time, it has serial ports, RS232, and then the standard fleet management device features that you need, like one wire, then geofences, then eco driving. It's all there and there about the device. I personally like this new series that we have, like Cat1 series. I always have some devices next to me on my desk. So I already have one GV350 CEU. If you can see, it's always there on my desk. So I personally like this device. It's very beautiful enough in terms of the design. And yeah, strong enough to meet your requirements. Moving ahead, we need to also understand how the products are evolving at Queclink, because now there is a transition happening from 2G to 4G. Some regions might be still using 3G as well, so 3G will also shut down. So as we are moving towards 5G already. So yeah, Queclink made technical advancements back in 2017 when it like we did foresee this coming, that 4G was coming, and we came up with the device, and we have already shipped more than 5 million 4G devices till now. So when we are developing the new 4G devices, we are making it sure that whatever standard 2G devices that the customers are using, their operation should not be affected. And whatever 4G devices we are developing are built on top of the existing 2G devices. So if you can see on the screen that GV56 is one of our cost-effective 2G device. So we developed GV58 CEU on top of that, into 4G category. So it's a LTE Cat1 4G device with fallback to 2G. It's very cost effective. It has one wire interface, supports 10 BLE sensors. At the same time, as Taha showed in the previous slides, it also supports BLE CANbus adapter. So I think when it comes to cost-effective fleet management solutions, you can definitely consider GV58 CEU in that category. Moving ahead, GV300, I can vouch on this that most of the customers who came to Queclink might have always heard about this device, GV300 series. It's one of our best-selling device series, still running in the market, and many of the customers always love this device, working with this device, and we always have got good feedback for this device. So we developed GV305 CEU on top of GV300. So this device is again rich in number of inputs and outputs. As you can see, 14 pin, like 14 IOs. So it has serial ports as well, both RS485 and RS232 supports BLE, and rich enough for advanced fleet management solutions wherein you need to connect external peripherals, the external sensors or accessories. Then the CANbus part. If you have worked with us into 2G devices for the CANbus, you have always seen GB300 CAN, our integrated device, like built-in CANbus device into 2G. And then we developed the GB350 CEU, and I already mentioned and discussed about this device. So yeah, for the CANbus device, a built-in CANbus device strong enough, you can consider GB350 CEU. And then there is a trend and a mandatory requirement in the European market. In the previous slide, please. Yeah. So thank you for that glitch. That happens at times. But we have to get well versed with this new trend with the virtual meetings and webinars. So yeah, about the GV355 CEU. It's a combination of our GV300 CAN plus THR100. I think most of the customers in the European market who are working with tachograph, as it is a mandatory requirement, already know about THR100, which is our tachograph reader. So it's the device we have, GV355 CEU. It's like a flagship device that we have, and a combination of GV300 CAN plus THR100. So we will be discussing more about this device in the next webinar that we have. And I think most of the European clients and partners who are listening to us now should definitely join this webinar, as we'll be showcasing more features and what this device has in terms of its capabilities. And then moving ahead, the important part, I think most of you all have been a lovely audience, a very interactive audience, asking questions in the Q&A section there, and also in the chats, continuously interacting with the with our panelists. So yeah, you were a lovely audience so far. I can see many questions there in terms of the technical aspects, and I can see some of the questions, especially the technical questions, need some technical assistance, like individual attention, and that's the reason I think it's better to get in touch with one of our representatives from the FA team. For the commercial side, if you are from Middle East, you know me very well, so you can get in touch with me at any point of time. If you are from the other regions, you can definitely contact one of our representatives or the sales account manager that you are talking to. So yeah, you were a lovely audience. Thank you so much. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn because that's where we post many information about new releases, new product announcement, and the recent developments that are happening in the company. So you can see a QR code there. Please scan it and follow us on LinkedIn as well. For any technical queries, you can write us to support@queclink.com. For any sales related queries, you can write to your account manager directly, or you can write to sales@queclink.com, and our team will get in touch with you. So yeah, thank you so much once again. You were a lovely audience. On behalf of entire Queclink family, I thank you all the partners for gracing this webinar. And yeah, stay tuned for the next webinar, which will be probably on GV355 CEU, as Taha mentioned. So yeah, thank you so much, all the panelists and all the backend team who have been part of this webinar. Thank you once again. Take care and stay safe. Thank you, Taha.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
Thank you.